match. And the Premier League is where we start. talkSPORT brought you all the action again.
And the Nottingham Forest players wheel away over to the Trent ending celebration, and Nottingham Forest lead Manchester City by a goal to nil. Here comes João Pedro, and Brighton have a precious victory. 8 minutes to go, and it's Crystal Palace 1, Ipswich 0, Ismail Assar.
Salah will do that run to the right hand side before stepping up, and this time he converts into the other corner, and it is emphatically smashed into the top right.
Vegas into the area, makes his way through to Venezia, who tucks it home, and Wolves are level, and it's all square at Molineux. Wolves 1, Everton 1.
Chelsea 1, Leicester 0. It's Mark Cucurella with a brilliantly driven shot, buried it in the left-hand corner.
Son stepping up, coaching it down the middle, barely any power at all, but it rolls over the line, and he's sprinting back to halfway, because Spurs are going to go on and look for the winner here, and somehow it's 2-2. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 1, 15 minutes remaining at Old Trafford, and Declan Rice from the edge of the box has swept the ball in off the inside of the post to put Arsenal level in this game.
He's been a top-class signing, isn't he, Ray, Declan?
Oh, he's been brilliant, absolutely. And there was no issues for me, Al, when he first steps up. I mean, I see Mark Noble quite often where I live, and I was trying to get out of him before he went to Arsenal. I said, no, is he going to go to Arsenal? He said, look, Ray, I don't know if they can afford him, but they put the money down, and he's been a brilliant signing, absolutely superb.
So the title and relegation all look to be done and dusted, with the race for Champions League football set to be what keeps the season alive. One team who are not in that race are Tottenham, who were booed off by their own fans at half-time against Bournemouth before going on to rescue a point from 2 down. But Big Ange says there's more important things for him to be focusing on.
We're in the situation that we're in, and from our perspective, it's about trying to narrow our focus on the important things, and what the important things are is that, we show the right mentality like we did towards the end of the game, and make sure we sort of tackle the next challenge in the same way.
Ange Postecoglou there. Right, let's get more on this with journalist, writer, co-host of the Sunday Session. I was listening to radio on the way down here yesterday, and friend of the show, Henry Winter, who was at Old Trafford yesterday. Henry, a very good morning.
Morning, Henry.
Morning, Al. Morning, Ray. How are we? Nice to see two kings in their castle at Cheltenham.
Jackdaw's Castle, it is beautiful down here, Henry. You would love it, I promise you. Henry, you were at Old Trafford, but can we just start with Spurs, please? Tell me it wasn't great. Bournemouth, I was listening to the interviews after the game, and Bournemouth went home back to South Coast kicking themselves. They felt it was 3 points or 2 points dropped.
They will. I mean, you look at the season that Iraola's had, and the way he's organised that team with not such a deeper squad as Tottenham Hotspur. He's had injuries, almost as many injuries as Spurs has had. He's not made a fuss. He's just sort of got on with it. He's been an outstanding coach, one of the coaches of the season. Postecoglou, I mean, you just played an interview with him there. I find him slightly uninspiring, and that's me as a civilian looking in. I don't quite know how players would react to him, but at least they showed spirit in the second half. They came back for that. But Spurs' season all rests down to Thursday and what happens in the Europa League against Alkmaar, and if they can overturn that and keep going in that. Otherwise, it's tick-tock time for Ange.
And you're talking about the season relies on it. Manchester United very similar, Emery, haven't they? Because they've got Real Sociedad coming Thursday to Old Trafford. What did you make of the game yesterday? I mean, Arsenal, lots of possession like you expect them to have, but it's just that killer instinct in front of goal again, isn't it? Where they don't put teams to bed. Where you look at Liverpool, and with the front line they've got, with 5 different options of scoring goals, that's been a difference this year.
Ray, you look at the strikers that you played with at Arsenal. I mean, it's in recent years, you go back to Aubameyang. I understand why Arteta needed to ease him out, but the number 9 issue. I mean, it's almost sort of boring. Everyone having to have this conversation again and again. I'm sure Arteta will see the need to invest in an elite centre forward in the summer, because so much is right about Arsenal. I mean, you rightly mentioned Declan Rice. I mean, they spent £105 million on him. And actually, the Arsenal fans were chanting, we got him half price, because he was outstanding yesterday. But
yes,
if you've got that sort of money, you also need to invest it in a number 9.
Yeah.
So, Henry, Roy Keane has called Arsenal's mentality into question. Is there any evidence that they can? You know, City have had a poor season. Who could have imagined the way City, how many games they'd lose so far this season, and yet Arsenal still can't take advantage of it? In saying that, Liverpool having only lost one game, you know, I just wonder if Arsenal are going to miss the boat for another few years.
Well, they have to address it. And I think the direction of travel at Arsenal is absolutely positive. You can see how they have improved. You look at the squad that Arteta took over. He obviously won the FA Cup, but the strength, the defence has strengthened. The goalkeeper is better now. The midfield is better now. It's just the number 9. So look, direction of travel is absolutely right under Arteta. It's pointless questioning him. The only thing he can really be criticised about is not bringing in an elite class centre forward.
Yeah, Henry, looking at the European places, it's hotting up again. Chelsea getting that result yesterday, moving into fall for Man City again, dropping points. Nottingham Forest have been the team of the year for me. You know, shocked everybody. Everybody thought they might be in a relegation battle, but they're sitting third in the league. But behind Man City, you've got Brighton, Villa, Bournemouth, Newcastle obviously playing tonight. It's really hotting up for that European places.
Well, it is, and it will probably be 5 Champions League places, Ray, given the English coefficients, which is good news. But you're right to highlight Nottingham Forest. I mean, I don't think they're really going under the radar because everyone's been praising what they're doing, and you saw the result at the weekend. And not simply the result, but the little tweaks that Nuno makes, like playing Alanga more central, playing off Wood, which really disrupted the supply lines that Manchester City like in terms of transferring the ball into midfield, because we all know Pep loves his midfield, the overloads in midfield, and Nuno very cleverly cut that off. So I think he's been, I think he's probably after Arne Slot. Arne Slot has to be voted manager of the year because of what he's done in his first season, but Nuno will be a close second.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.